Your hair is not just falling out. Your hair is talking to you. If you're having hair problems, stay and listen to this video, please. Your hair is sending you a message, a signal, a cry for help. And most people are treating the messenger, the hair, and not hearing the message. You're buying shampoos, you're doing PRP therapy, you're rubbing oils on into your scalp, and your hair keeps falling out and you can't figure out why. Well, today I'm going to tell you why, and I need you to really listen. And if you stay till the end, I'm also going to share with you some tips and things you can do to help improve your hair today. Now, the first thing I want to share with you is nobody in the hair care industry wants you to know some of the things I'm going to share with you today. And that is because if you knew all of these things, they wouldn't make as much money. So grab your pen and your paper because we're about to go really deep. If you are new here, my name is Debbie Williams. I am a board-certified nutritionist, a holistic health educator, and I have been in the health and hair world for over 20 years, 2 decades. But I don't want to start with my credentials today. I want to start with my story because this is personal. This is deeply, deeply personal to me. So over 20 years ago, I was a licensed cosmetologist. I was working in the beauty industry. I was helping people look and feel beautiful every single day. But something happened that rocked my world, something that made me walk away from everything I thought I knew and go searching for the real answers. Well, this is deep. My 2 sisters at different times in their lives started losing their hair, both of them. It turns out that both of my sisters had autoimmune diseases that were attacking their bodies from the inside, and one of the places it showed up was their hair. They both was losing their hair, and one of them had affected her skin in a really bad way. Their beautiful hair, their gorgeous skin. The hair was thinning, the skin was changing colors. And I'm standing there, a licensed cosmetologist, someone who is literally in the business of hair, skin and beauty. And I felt helpless. I felt hopeless. I said to myself, if I can help strangers grow their hair and feel beautiful, why can't I help the women in my own home, in my own family? And that question, honestly, it changed my life. That question sent me on a crusade, a full-blown investigation to understand hair loss in the root. And this is where I stand today. And I would say it's not the surface, it's not the strand, it's not the follicle that you can see, but the root cause that nobody was talking about. And this is what I found out. This is what I'm going to share. And it shocked me, and I'm going to share all of it with you today. So here's what nobody in the hair care industry tells you. Hair loss in most cases is not a hair problem. I shall repeat that hair loss is not a hair problem. It is a body problem, a body system problem. It is an internal problem. And you will never solve an internal problem with an external solution. Meaning all the stuff you buy here, it's not going to work. We need to work in here. But look at how we've been conditioned. Look at what we've been sold. The hair care industry is worth billions of dollars. Billions. Shampoos, conditioners, serums, growth sprays, scalp treatments, laser caps, PRP injections, and women and men are spending their money and their hair is still falling out. Do you want to know why? Well, it's because they are treating the symptom externally, not the cause internally. And here's the way I want you to think about this. If your kitchen sink was overflowing, if water was flooding your kitchen floor, would you grab a mop and start mopping, or would you turn off the faucet first? You turn off the faucet, but that's not what we do with hair loss. We mop and we mop and we mop and we wonder why the floor is still wet. Hair loss is the water on the floor. It is a symptom. It is your body's way of raising its hand and saying something is wrong. Hello, I'm over here. Help me. Something is off. Pay attention. That's all it is. It's sending you a message. But here's the deal. Your body is not betraying you. Your body, in the form of hair loss and hair thinning and skin problem, is communicating with you, and hair loss is the message. So the question is, what is causing the problem on the inside? That's what we're going to talk about today. Well, the first thing I need you to understand is the role your liver plays in your hair health and your skin health. Your liver has everything to do with your hair. Here's the truth. Your liver does approximately 500 jobs for your body every single day. 500. That's no exaggeration. It filters your blood, it metabolizes your hormones, it processes the nutrients from everything you eat, it neutralizes toxins, it produces bile to break down fat, it regulates your cholesterol. The liver is the command center of your body. Nothing, and I mean nothing, happens in your body without the liver being involved. Now, here's where hair comes in. When your liver is stressed, when it is sluggish, when it is overwhelmed, when its detox pathways are clogged, it cannot metabolize your hormones properly. And what is one of the leading causes of hair loss? A hormonal imbalance, DHT to be exact, dihydrotestosterone. This is the hormone that when it's out of control, it attacks your hair follicles, it shrinks them, it suffocates them. And eventually that follicle stops producing hair. Now, who is supposed to keep DHT in check? Who is supposed to metabolize and process excess androgens and hormones? Well, it's your liver. So when your liver is not functioning at full capacity, when it's backed up, when its pathways are clogged, DHT runs rampant and your hair pays the price. But listen, this is not my opinion. I don't talk from my opinion. I'm not a part of that internet chatter, okay? I deal with science and science only. I deal with biology, okay? I deal with the facts. And this is something I always say. You can doubt me. You can doubt me all day long. I'm okay with that. But you can't doubt biology and you can't doubt science. So here are some facts. When the liver is distressed, it also affects blood circulation to your scalp. Think about that. Hair follicles need blood flow. They need circulation to deliver nutrients. Now, if the liver is congested, circulation is compromised. Blood isn't flowing the way it should. Nutrients are not arriving at the follicle and the follicle begins to weaken. The liver is literally your hair's life support system. And most people are walking around with a liver that is struggling. Most of us are. And they have no idea because no one told them and no one's talking about liver health in the way that it should. Your doctor checked your blood work, everything came back normal and you went home but you're still losing hair. That normal blood work does not mean optimal liver function. And there is a big difference between normal and optimal. So if you are experiencing hair loss, hair thinning, or slow hair growth, the first question you should be asking is not what product should I put on my hair. The first question should be, how is my liver doing? Because trust me, the liver is behind everything. Now I want to get into another topic and we're going to keep drawing it back to the liver. I want to address vitamin D. How many of you have been told that your vitamin D is low? Think about it. How many of you have gone to the doctor, they ran blood work, and they came back and said, your vitamin D is a little low? Most of us, I know it because it happened to me, because vitamin D deficiency is one of the most common deficiencies in the world, and it is widely underestimated. And here's what I want to ask you next. How many of you who are low in vitamin D are also experiencing hair thinning, hair loss, slow growth? Are you seeing the connection? Because there is a connection there. This is not a coincidence. Vitamin D plays a critical role in something called the hair growth cycle. Your hair grows in phases. There's the growth phase, then it starts to transition, and then there's the rest stage and then the shedding. Now, vitamin D is essential for stimulating the hair follicle during that growth phase. When vitamin D is deficient, the hair growth cycle gets disrupted. Follicles spend more time in the rest phase, which means more shedding and less growth. You start noticing your hair coming out on the brush, in the shower, on the floor, in your pillow, in the comb, and then you and most of us start going to buy hair thickening shampoos and all kind of products that's going to say it's going to help our hair when at the end we should be looking at our vitamin D. But here's what makes this more complicated. And this is the part I really want you to hear. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. That means your body needs fat to absorb it. And guess what organ metabolizes fat? You know, your liver. So we are back to the liver again. Always back to the liver. If your liver is sluggish, if it cannot produce adequate bile to break down fat, then your body cannot properly absorb vitamin D. You could be taking vitamin D supplements every single day, and your body may not be absorbing them the way it should. This is why I always say, I feel I say this a lot. You cannot supplement your way out of a sick liver. You have to support the liver first. Then after you support your liver first, then the nutrients can get in. Then the healing can start. It can happen. So vitamin D deficiency and hair loss is so connected, and the bridge between them, your liver. Now, I wanted to talk about something else that has a lot to do with our hair loss and hair thinning. Let's talk about iron. Now, iron deficiency is one of the most well-known and still most overlooked cause of hair loss, especially in women over 40. Here's why. Iron is essential for producing hemoglobin. That's the protein in your red blood cells that carries oxygen through your body. And oxygen is life. Every cell in your body needs it, including your hair follicles. Now, when your iron levels are low, your body goes into, I would say, kind of a triage mode. It's trying to prioritize. It looks at what needs oxygen the most, your heart, your brain, your organs, and it sends the oxygen there first. Your hair follicles, they're last on the list. And when follicles don't get enough oxygen, they shrink. They go into what's called telogen effluvia, which is a fancy way of saying your hair shifts into the shedding phase prematurely. And what happens is you see more shedding than normal. That word again, you're finding hair everywhere and you don't know why. And that's because iron was low and nobody connected the dots to your liver. And here's something else. Ferritin, which is stored iron, is even more important than serum iron when it comes to hair health. Now, most doctors, they check serum iron, fewer check ferritin. And low ferritin can cause massive hair shedding even when regular iron looks normal. Are you hearing me? Normal. That's that word again. That's that standard word they use. Normal. Now, the standard ranges for those blood markers were set for survival, not for optimal hair health, not for optimal living. So for survival means you're doing okay. So get your ferritin checked. And if it comes back on the lower end of normal, push for more answers. Now let me share the role your gut plays in all of this, because we talked about different things. We talked about iron, we talked about that. But the gut plays a role too. The gut, your digestive system, is directly connected to and supported by, the liver. When your gut is inflamed, when your gut lining is compromised, we call that leaky gut. Your ability to absorb iron from food is significantly reduced. You could be eating spinach, lentils and red meat every day and still be iron deficient because your gut cannot absorb it properly. So, the gut, the liver, iron, all of that has a lot to do with your hair problem that you've had for years. Now, here's something else that is addressed with hair loss and hair thinning. Let's talk about minerals, because this is the part most people have never heard, and this is what changed me 20 years ago when I came into this industry to share about health and wellness. It's about minerals. So let's start with copper. Copper is essential for your hair. It is so important. And here's the thing, copper and iron work together. In fact, without adequate copper, iron cannot be properly utilized in your body. You can have iron, but if you don't have copper, that iron isn't doing its job. Now, copper is also required for the production of melanin, the pigment that gives your hair its color, and for the formation of healthy hair structure. Without copper, hair becomes brittle, weak, and prone to breakage. And copper deficiency H is extremely common, especially in people who are supplementing too heavily with zinc, because zinc and copper, they compete for absorption. So people go out and you buy all of these zinc supplements because you know it does well. Zinc is great because zinc is great for our immune health. But if you're taking too much, it can actually deplete the copper that your body has, and then you'll start losing hair, and you're wondering why your hair is falling out. Now, this is why I do not believe in supplement guessing. I believe in testing. A hair mineral analysis is a test that I do in my practice to know exactly what minerals you are depleting and deficient in. And then with your doctor, blood work also. This understanding is what helps you understand what's going on, what actually is going on inside your body before you start throwing supplements at it. Now, there's some more minerals that you need to understand. So let's talk about calcium and magnesium. Calcium is not just for your bones. Most people know it for bone health and for teeth, but calcium plays a role in cell communication. It helps regulate the processes in your body at a cellular level, including the function of your hair follicle cells. Magnesium too. Magnesium is something I could talk about all day. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. Now 300 also is not exaggerated. What magnesium can do, it helps regulate blood sugar. It reduces inflammation, hormone balance, and improves sleep and, yes, support hair health. Magnesium deficiency has been linked directly to hair loss because without magnesium, calcium, all of this, your hair follicle won't get what it needs. It's going to block it, literally calcifying the follicle, and a calcified follicle cannot grow hair. So you have women washing their hair with expensive shampoos, and at the base of the follicle there's a calcium deposit blocking everything. And I see this a lot when I do my hair mineral testing. And if you're interested, I'll leave a link where we can do a hair mineral test with you. Now, I was talking about magnesium because if magnesium is low and these are together, it's going to affect your hair. Now I want to share something with you that I think is one of the most important things you will ever hear about hair. Your body does not consider your hair essential. It's not an essential thing. I would say that your body's hierarchy runs like this. Your major organs are first, and hair is what they call non-essential. Think about it from your body's perspective. If resources are scarce, if nutrients are limited, your body is going to send those nutrients to what keeps you alive. Your heart, your brain, your lungs, your kidneys, your reproductive organs, and your hair. Your body says, oh, they can wait. So when you eat a meal that has the calcium in it, your body absorbs that calcium and immediately begin distributing it. And it looks at the list of what needs it first. Is it the bones? Is it the heart? Whatever. But again, your hair will be last on the list. They don't see it as a critical need. And that's another reason why you're losing hair from nutritional deficiencies. Hair is at the bottom of the list. This is why you can have a balanced diet and still experience hair loss. This is why you can be eating what you think is healthy and still watch your hair thin right before your eyes because your body is in a state of deficiency. It's playing defense or survival, and hair is the first thing it will sacrifice. And again, that's science. Now, hair loss is not the enemy. Hair loss is the signal. So your body is saying, we are running low over here. Help. That's why you see the hair loss. We are prioritizing survival. That's what your body is saying. So all of this I wanted to share with you is because when we are experiencing hair loss, our body is talking to us. Your body is saying, hey, something's going on. If you understand the signals and the symptoms, then you know what to do. You'd have to learn about what your gut needs to absorb, what your liver needs to process. What are your detox pathways doing? Are your pathways open? Are nutrients getting through? Because here's the bottom line. If your detox pathways, your liver, your kidneys, your gut, your lymphatic system and your skin, if these pathways are clogged, nutrients cannot move freely. Toxins cannot move out. Hormones cannot regulate. And your hair sitting at the bottom of the priority list begins to suffer. So here's what needs to happen. Detox first, then everything else follows, including your hair. I talk about detox all the time. All we need to do, detox first and everything else come together. Now, I want to take a moment here because this is not just about biology. This is also about who we are. When we lose our hair, when we look in the mirror and we see thinning edges or a widening part or a crown that used to be full and now isn't, something happens to us on the inside. Our confidence takes a hit. Our self-esteem suffers. We start avoiding certain hairstyles. We wear hats. We wear wigs. We stop letting people take pictures. And I say this with so much love because that's what I saw in my own family. And I've seen this in my own household. I've seen this with clients. It's important that you understand how to address hair loss the right way. Because if you keep taking all these pills and paying all this money and not addressing what the root cause could be, detoxing your liver, helping and supporting your detox pathways, you might be on this hamster wheel of continuously trying to grow hair back when you're not looking at the source on where it all begins. So again, this video was to help you understand this is the reason why you're losing hair and what you need to do about it. So I will leave information in this video if you are interested in learning more or wanting to get a hair mineral analysis or even help wanting to understand how to eat right for your hair, because all of that is important. I hope you learned a lot today. And again, if you like this video, please subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And if you know someone who needs this, share this video with them. I also will share with you. I'm going to leave foods of what to do. The video isn't over. I just wanted to say all that. So what do you do with all this information that I give you? Let me give you some action steps. Here are the things. Share this with someone. That's the first step. But next, you want to stop treating your hair loss topically and start investigating internally. You want to get blood work done. You want to ask your doctor to check your vitamin D, your serum, iron, your copper, your calcium, your magnesium and your thyroid. You can't forget about that. Don't just accept normal. Don't say when they tell you it's normal. No, go further. Ask for the actual numbers. Optimal vitamin D is between 60 and 80%. Optimum ferritin for hair health is above 70%. Know your numbers. And 2, you want to support your liver. Start adding liver-loving foods to your diet. Here's a few. Dandelion root. Make a tea out of it. Or you can buy it and just make a salad out of it. Beets, leafy greens, lemon water in the morning first thing on an empty stomach. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to put in my purple cabbage in there. Your liver needs to be working well, not just surviving, but thriving for every other system in your body to function properly. 3rd, you need to heal your gut. If your gut lining is compromised, no amount of vitamin and minerals will reach where they need to go, okay? I do a test where we send your feces samples to a lab. If you're interested in wanting to know the condition of your gut, I can help you with that too. But we need to reduce inflammatory foods, also processed foods, refined sugars, alcohol. We need to add probiotic-rich foods. We need to add bone broth, fermented vegetables, fiber from real food sources. All of that is what we need. We also need 4, we need to open up the detox pathways. We need to drink water with lemon, drink water with Celtic sea salt, move your body, even walking enough that's to move the lymph system. We need to support our lymphatic system. Dry brushing is good, rebounding is good, sleep is important. Sleep is when your liver does its deepest detox work. Do not underestimate sleep. And 5, feed your hair from the inside out. Once those pathways are open, once your liver is supported, your gut is healing, your nutrients are being absorbed, then we layer in targeted nutrition. Copper-rich foods like sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, dark leafy greens, magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, avocado, and dark chocolate. And no, I'm not talking about the Hershey bar. I'm talking about real chocolate that's 80% cocoa. And then we need iron. We get that from lentils, spinach. We can get it from grass-fed protein. Then we need vitamin D from sunlight and fatty fish. Believe me, at the end, food is your medicine. Always have been and always will be. So again, I want to thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned something from this, and I will see you in my next video. And anything you need, whether it's my detox program, a hair mineral analysis, a gut test, all of it, I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching.